Hello, Aries, and welcome to this, your February 1st through February 15th reading and predictions. A very warm welcome to each and every one of you. If you are new here, thank you so much for trusting and clicking on this video. And if you are returning, thank you so much for continuing to support the channel. Stick around all the way until the end. I am going to allow you to pose your burning questions to the universe, your burning yes, no questions to the universe. I do have a deck of cards that has a number of various different ways of saying yes or no. So at the very end of this video, I will pull a card from that deck as you pose your questions. For those of you who are new here and don't know me, my name is Marnie, also known as Intuitive Butterfly. I am a psychic intuitive. I am also a certified hypnotherapist and a certified counselor. I do not edit my videos. What you see is what you get, Aries. Here you go. All right, so I'm just going to click over here and take a quick look at my notes for the last reading that I did for you, Aries, was covering the time frame between January 15th and January the 31st. You were working on a labor of love, something that was very near and dear to your heart, and you were working on manifesting that and bringing it from your thoughts, bringing it from the conceptual stage into the 3D. So let's check out, see what the cards are saying. Where are you at now? Where are you at on this journey of bringing your manifestation or project into reality? Got one card that's jumped out. Two cards that have jumped out. Oh, Six of Rainbows, also known as the Six of Pentacles. All right, what else? Oh, sheesh. Oh, and that's from the Pentacles as well. Looks like some of what you are working towards manifesting. Yeah, okay. Looks like some of what you are working towards manifesting is coming to fruition. Some of it's coming out into the 3D, but it does appear as though you may be hitting a couple of speed bumps. Now, I do differentiate in my readings between speed bumps and roadblocks. On our journey called life, and in fact, you'll find this in the book that I wrote as well, called Memoirs of a Single Traveling Mom. My philosophy in life is you are going to encounter speed bumps along the road of life. No two ways about it. We all have speed bumps. The speed bumps are put there as little itty bitty tests to make sure it's the universe's way of saying, are you sure you're on the right path? Are you sure this is exactly what you want? Okay, well, we're going to put a little speed bump here. If what you are always hitting, Aries, is little speed bumps on the road of life, hey, you've got nothing to worry about. Things are good, right? It's little tests. I need to slow down for a minute, right? When we come to a speed bump in the road, when we're driving our vehicles, we slow down, we look around, we check out where we're at. Then we proceed over the speed bump and we carry on our way. If you are coming up on speed bumps, no big deal. Slow down, look around. Maybe you need to revamp something. That's what these cards are initially indicating for you. If, however, you are hitting roadblocks, roadblocks are different. If you are hitting roadblocks, you're probably on the wrong road. You're probably going down a path trying to manifest something that the universe is going, yep, that's not yours. You're not meant to have that, at least not right now. Okay. What these two cards are indicating for you right now, Aries, is that you are hitting a couple of speed bumps along the road. So the first card that you have in your reading is the Compromise card. This card corresponds to the Six of Pentacles or Six of Rainbows here. And I've got my light so bloody bright here, I can't even see what I'm doing, but the sun is directly behind me, so just bear with me. All right, so you do have this Compromise card here, and the Compromise card is indicating that this project that you are working on manifesting, bringing out into the 3D, presenting out into the world, that you had a vision of doing it in true Aries fashion, doing it like the ram, Okay? You're just going to ram it ahead. You're stubborn. You're going to go forward. You're going to bang your head against the wall until you actually get it out there. And what this card is saying is, hey, you might need some help. You might need some assistance. You may need to compromise a little on your vision. This is not saying that you need to completely alter or change what you had intended. What it is saying is re-explore whatever you are bumping up against, because perhaps you can change it, shift it, or modify it in a way to make it better and more appealing to more people. The next card that you have is the Four of Rainbows, also known as the Four of Pentacles. Now, this card in this particular deck is referred to as the Miser. This is also the card that I like to refer to, Aries, as the coveting card. The grass is not always greener on the other side of the fence. So, what this is telling me is, first of all, with this project that you're working on, Aries, make sure that you have a balanced budget. Make sure you're not just throwing good money towards bad, etc., etc. All of those colloquialisms and so on, all of those phrases that we can use. Balance your budget, Aries, in relation to the project that you're working on. The other thing about this card is pay attention to your relationship with the material world at this time. Pay attention to comparing your project with someone else's project, because this is the card, like I said, it's called the coveting card. It's called the grass is not always greener on the other side of the fence card. When you compare your project to someone else's, what you're actually doing is diminishing your own ability, diminishing your own capacity, diminishing your energy. So, Aries, this is a card of, I don't want to say warning. It's not a warning. It's just kind of a hey, heads up. If you're looking over the fence and you're comparing your business that you're trying to develop and put out there to somebody else's, you're diminishing yours at that moment. Sure, it's all right to say, hey, I'd like to be in competition with those guys. But you have to be further down the road. And what these cards are saying is you're not at that point yet. You're still at the developmental stage. You're still at the birthing stage. So go ahead, birth it, get it out there, balance the budget. Like I said, you may need to compromise on one or two of your visions, but ultimately, guess what card you have coming out? The Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is about success. There is no two ways about it. It is about celebration. It is about coming together. It is about, yes, I have made it. So, what these three cards coming out for where you are at now in your reading are saying, you have the opportunity right now to achieve success. It's yours for the taking. But there's a couple of little speed bumps in your road. A big deal. Compromise, shift, change, go with the flow, and make sure that you are balancing your budget and that you are not craving or yearning for what someone else has. Be yourself. All right, let's go into what you are focusing on. Interestingly, I am being called back to the same deck. That doesn't happen very often. What are you focusing on? What are the Aries focusing on for February? Beginning of February. Oh, we got a whole pile of cards that are about to just tumble out there. Yep. All right. That one too. Okay, so we do have far too many cards here. This is meant to be a shorter video. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick these up and determine, could we please narrow down what Aries is focusing on for February 1st through February 15th, 2024. Okay. Aha. Perfect. Okay. What you are focusing on, Aries. Totality and integration. Totality and integration. So let's start off with the integration card. This card corresponds to the Temperance card from the major arcana of the tarot. And this card is about balance. It's about remembering. Oh, wait, do we have another card that kind of indicates balance? Yeah, we do. The Compromise card. Okay. Sometimes when we're asked to compromise, it's to bring things back into balance if we weren't balanced. But this is the Temperance card. So you'll notice here in the middle of the card, you have the yin and the yang indicating balance. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. You have the swan and the eagle up here, also creating balance. You have the sun and the moon here, also indicating the balance between the day and the night, the light and the dark. This is a card of focusing on bringing in balance. Now, what's coming up for me intuitively, Aries, is that this card is speaking to you being able to find that balance between work, play, family, etc. And what I'm sensing is that for some of you, in order to be able to get your project off the ground, you may need to sacrifice a little bit of play, perhaps sacrifice a little bit of family time in order to be able to get it off the ground. For some of you, what's coming up is that you have this vision, the end vision of what you want to achieve, which is a shorter work week. So you have more time and more money for the play, for travel, for recreation, whatever the case may be, however you want to spend your time. And what I'm actually picking up with this card, Aries, is that some of you are already in that place of perhaps spending more time in recreation and play than in building the business. And this card is calling you back into finding that balance. What the image that I have in my mind coming up in relation to this card for you, Aries, is a calendar, one of those wipe off board calendars, whiteboard calendar, and that you need to really begin to schedule your time in order to find that balance that you are looking for with regards to this new project and with regards to your recreation time, which brings me to the next card that you have, which is the Totality card. This is a card that is not only about going all in. This is also a card of trusting. Up here you have the trapeze artists, but this is a card of timing as well. So pay attention to timing with regards to your project right now, because as we know, if you've ever watched trapeze artists, if their timing is off by even a split second, they're not going to catch the hands or the feet as the trapeze artists are swinging back and forth and back and forth, and then one gets swung up in the air and he does a couple flips and he gets grabbed by someone else on the other trapeze. If their timing is off, down they go. So this is a card of making sure that you are in the right place at the right time. And we've already talked about that with the first couple of cards that came out. So this is what you are focusing on. You are focusing on finding that balance, getting organized, balancing your time, but you are also focusing on going all in, paying attention to the timing, what's coming up with regards to this new project for you. I do want to say that what I'm sensing is that for a lot of you Aries, you are on the cusp of creating your own business, creating a project, something that out there, so that you're not working for the man anymore. You're not working for another big corporation or conglomerate. You are birthing something out into the world that's going to give you more independence and bring you more balance with regards to your work, play, family life. But you will have to go all in for a period of time. Let's take a look at what's coming up for you in difficult influences and challenges. Okay, that's interesting. The first card that popped out is the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is a card that indicates that someone is not being as open or honest as they could be. Someone might be talking behind your back. There could be some gossip happening. I'm just going to move the card over here because it was teetering on the edge over there. Also, the other aspect of the Seven of Swords is the possibility that you may be bringing a sense of overconfidence into, there you go. Yeah, the reflection, sorry. So this is the Seven of Swords, and you will notice on this card that it is a character who has stolen swords, and he's sneaking off or tippy-toeing off, trying to sneak away. So this is a card indicating that someone in your midst may not be being as honest as they could be. They're not as forthcoming with information as you would like, but it can also indicate that perhaps you are being overconfident in some area of this new project. Again, I'm going to go back to this Six of Pentacles, this compromise card. If you are being overconfident in one area, so for example, what's coming up for me is this is a project, it's near and dear to your heart. It is a labor of love. But in so doing, you may have the perception that you have all the answers. And perhaps maybe you don't. You may need more information. That's part of the compromise card. So you might be acting a little bit overconfident. Again, timing. You do want to be able to go all in. But this is kind of a cautionary card. Make sure that as you're going all in, that the people that you are surrounding yourself with, that you are partnering with, make sure you really know who they are. What's coming up for me is cross all of your T's, dot all of your I's, read and reread contracts. If you are going into this with a wing and a prayer and you are floating into this project on a feather, oh, everything's just going to work out. This card coming up, this Seven of Swords coming up in your difficult influences and challenges, think about a contract, like a written, black and white, autographed contract for your project if you are partnering with anyone. All right, I'll leave it with that. I'm not a certified financial advisor. I'm not a lawyer. I can't give you formal legal advice or formal financial advice. But Aries, this card coming up in your difficult influences, the advice I am giving you, make sure that you reread any contracts, perhaps have a lawyer friend read contracts through for you. If you were planning on going ahead with a project without a contract in place, maybe perhaps reconsider that. This is general common sense advice for anyone starting a business. So just keep that in mind. Okay, messages from the universe, messages the universe wants Aries to hear for the first half of February. We got one card here. Let's see whether it's actually going to fall off. Yeah, it did. I kind of figured it probably would. All right. Okay. All right. So, Aries, messages from the universe at this time. Know your truth. Know your truth and stay open minded. Both of these messages from the universe, Aries, tie directly into this reading for you. The Four and Six of Pentacles, the Miser and Compromise card, were indicating that, excuse me, that you were hitting a couple of perhaps speed bumps in the road, but that was fine. You were going to get over it. You were going to explore perhaps having to change or shift one or two of the aspects of your business. Make sure you're not looking over the fence at what someone else is doing. Know your truth. Okay. Again, totality. Know exactly what it is you want. Pay attention to the timing. Again, know your truth. The integration card, the balance card. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Know your truth, find that balance. So this card is tying directly in to every aspect of this reading so far, including this sneaky little Seven of Swords. Know your truth and stay open-minded. Stay open-minded. And compromise card, stay open-minded. All right, let's move on to unexpected. Just trying to determine which deck of cards we're going to for your unexpected. Interesting, I'm getting called over there again. Okay. Unexpected for Aries for first half of February. What's coming up for Aries? There's one card it filled out. There are 3 or 4 more, but I'm not sure whether they're going to actually. Yes, they did. Okay. All right, how many cards do we have here? I was wondering if this card was going to come up. The Justice card. So, over here, when I was reading the Seven of Swords for you in your challenges, I said, make sure that you cross all your T's, dot all your I's, make sure that you are entering into a written contract. If that wasn't your intention, then consider making that your intention, Aries. And now you have the Justice card in your unexpected. The Justice card is about making sure that you have all of your T's crossed, all of your I's dotted, making sure that you have contracts in place. I also want to point out that the Justice card is the Libra card. It is about the scales of justice. The scales of justice like what? They like balance. Okay. So if something is not right, something is not balanced, it's going to rear its head coming up for you in the. Sorry, someone's just coming in the door here. Coming up for you in the first part of February. So pay attention to that. All right. We also have the Tower coming up for you. Now, some people say, Tower is such a negative card. And yes, it can be a negative card, but it can also be a positive card. The Tower is about letting go of something that no longer serves our highest good, letting go of some type of partnership. Where did that come from? Where did partnership come from? I just blurted it out. Can also be about the Tower card is about letting go of something. It could be that you had originally seen your business as being a partnership and your partnership's not going to work out. I don't know where I'm getting that from, Aries, but maybe that's why you have the compromise card. Maybe that's why you've got the Seven of Swords. Maybe that's why you've got the all in and watch for the timing card. Know your truth. The coveting card. There is something coming up for you, Aries, in relation to this business that you are working towards getting off the ground. It's not going to turn out exactly as you had seen it in your visions. Now, is this a bad thing? No, actually, it is not a bad thing, not at all. what this tower is doing is making way, making space for something better, because the next cards that you have coming up is the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is the ripeness card. The Nine of Pentacles is the card of timing, and that your business is ripe for the picking and that everything is falling into place. The Nine of Pentacles is about having that secure base and smooth flowing and things are good. And this card is coming in immediately after the Justice card and the Tower. So this is telling me that initially, as you go into this business at the beginning of February, it's not going to turn out exactly the way that you originally saw it, but it is still going to work out, because the Tower is breaking something down so that something can be rebuilt out of that. And the Nine of Pentacles coming in is a beautiful card immediately following a Tower. And then you have the Queen of Cups coming in, and the Queen of Cups is about transformation. It's about not holding on to negative emotions, feeling things, letting them go. The Queen of Cups creates beauty all around herself, and she does everything from the heart. Okay. Final overall outcome. Getting called to my itty bitty deck. Look how small they are. I love this one. All right, itty bitty deck. Final general overall outcome for Aries for the first half of February. So far, we just have one card. Oh, that one landed in my lap. Okay. One more thing I want to add about the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is about a labor of love. Yeah. Okay. Are you kidding me? Aries. So remember at the beginning, you had the Six of Wands, the success card, the card indicating that as you make some changes with regards to your vision, as you have some compromises, as you get over these little humps, when you go all in, you create that balance. When you explore possibly someone not being perfect, explore the options of maybe putting some contracts in place and so on. Um, Success is going to be coming out of this. And here's your proof, because you have the Six of Wands again, a second time in your reading. As you began, so shall you end. You have success coming up twice. You have the Six of Wands coming up twice in your reading. It's pretty darn positive. And the other card that you have, okay. The other card that you have in your final general overall outcome is the King of Cups. So you had the Queen of Cups in your unexpected, something that is close to your heart, something that you're passionate about. But this changes the dynamic a little bit with having the King of Cups come in at the very end. When the King and Queen of Cups come out together in a reading, it's often indicating that there is some kind of new partnership on the horizon. All right, if I were to have to, if this were a personalized reading, if this were a personalized reading for an individual Aries, I would say that perhaps your initial idea of either going this alone, like Aries the Ram might, is not going to work out for you, and you're going to need a partner of some kind. Or if your intention was always to go into this with a partner, perhaps your initial pick of a partner is not the right person, and that's why you need to do some compromising and exploring things. And perhaps the Tower moment is looking at the partner that you had initially picked, deciding that they're not the right one, and then ultimately coming around to the right partnership for your new endeavor. Either way, I don't know the full details. This is a general reading, but this is what's coming up. So definitely, Aries, one of the strong messages coming in for this reading is look at the partnerships, look at who you are aligning your new business with. Okay, final portion of your reading. Yes, no question. Please bring to mind the question that you have that requires a yes, no response. You may wish to close your eyes, ask your question several times in your mind. I will shuffle the cards, and we have a card out for Aries. Aries, in response to your question, ask your question one more time quietly in your mind, and your answer is, according to the cards, listen to your intuition. Okay. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here and watching all the way until the end. Thank you so much. If this video deeply resonated for you, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. And as always, if you would like to have a personal individual reading with me, all of my contact details are down below. Thank you so much. Please allow me the honor of doing your next reading for you in the middle of February.